Welcome to a broadcast of Thursdays with Sheriff Todd Baxter. Each week with host Dom Genova, Sheriff Baxter has short discussions on topics you know and want to know more about, or don't know and should know. Here is Sheriff Todd and host Dom.
Well, welcome everybody to another edition of Thursdays with Sheriff Todd Baxter. And today is January 16th. And this is our third show. We're getting a little bit better each show. So
something changes every show. Now we're changed positions. You got a good backdrop. It's snowing out.
Well, we got a lot of advice. I mean, we did the show and we sent it out to a bunch of our friends, and we got some really good advice, like where we should sit and where the camera should be and stuff.
What I should do with my hair?
I'm wearing a hat, so because. You decided to at least keep some of your hair, right. And I didn't have that particular ability to do that. So, but anyway, one of the things that we did is that we asked our viewers to give us some questions. So, tell me about any feedback you've gotten. Has anybody talked to you about this? Well,
on the show?
The show, yeah.
Well, I have a wife, and she's willing to give feedback on just about everything. So,
I
she's really given some. She likes the format. She likes the short.
Yeah.
Agility part of this thing. Let's ask some questions or answer questions. Talk off the cuff, do a little bantering. So she kind of likes the format of it.
Well, good. And we have a logo now.
We do.
We have a
mysterious logo.
A mysterious logo. Yes. And online you're going to see the logo on our YouTube. And if you can figure out what the MC and the BB mean, contact me on my webpage there, and we'll have an award for somebody who actually.
I can figure out the MC. And the
I can actually figure it out.
Can I tell them the MC is not Motorcycle Club?
Well, it's not Motorcycle Club. But like I said, we got a couple of questions, and really good questions. I mean, one we have from a nice woman we know. Her name is Shwanda. And she was talking about bail reform. And we were talking about bail reform the last time, how important that is.
Yeah.
So what specifically do you expect to happen with bail reform this year, if anything at all? I mean, are there any wheels in place that are happening, or is it sort of just a wish list right now?
So yeah, it really is probably a wish list. We prepared draft legislation. We're going to have a bill number pretty soon, and it clearly defines a dangerous standard and a repeat offender standard. It encompasses all the laws, all the reforms, not just bail, but raise the age as an example to juveniles. So we'll be marketing that, pushing that, pounding on doors in Albany with a very diverse group of people. But we realize this is not an election year for most of our legislators, so they're not going to be too into it to change anything. They got no reason to. But we want to set the table for next year. One point of hope that we saw is the governor's announcement. When she did her budget announcement, she talked a lot about reform. She talked a lot about detaining people that need to be detained, that are just doing the revolving door. She spoke on those things. So we still have her ear. We're excited about that and working with her to see if she can get some momentum through the legislature. But really, this is truly a legislator problem. It's not an executive branch problem.
So I'm to paraphrase what you're saying, I mean, you're trying your best, but really it has to do with putting pressure on the people that are making the laws.
Well, yeah, and pressure could be many ways, but the idea is we know what we need. I'm a law enforcement professional, right? I'm an expert. Whether you like it or not, I've done this for 40 years. And I know the tools that we're lacking right now to keep the public safer. So we're going to keep that foot on the gas pedal. We haven't let it up. We're just going to build the momentum over this year, it looks like, because the answer to her great question is, I don't think anything is going to get done this year because there's no reason for any legislators to change anything right now. Yeah,
another question we had, a fellow named Tom, he goes, it's generally accepted that a lot of the problems that you have in crime are mental health correlated. Is there anything on the horizon with that's going to show some extra results anytime soon? I mean, are there any programs that are being established?
Yeah.
Is there something in place or something? Another question is it just another wish thing?
Yeah, no, I think you have more momentum on that front, only because everybody realizes we have one hell of a mental health problem. A lot of the criminality we see is related to mental health. As a matter of fact, we did a point-in-time survey just a few years ago in the Monroe County Jail. Everybody that was in the jail on that given day, 66% of the people had a mental health transport in their life or a mental health diagnosis. 2/3 of the people had some kind of mental health trauma in their life. So we realize those two correlate, and a lot of the criminal activity is related to mental health. But don't forget, we deinstitutionalized mental health a couple decades ago, right? And really never filled the gap in our community. What do we do with these people besides stick them under a bridge or have them wander up and down the streets because there's no place for them to go. So we're looking at diversion programs right now for people that are caught in the criminal justice system that don't need to be in jail, like the BHAC unit over at the old St. Mary's Hospital, still St. Mary's. But that's the behavioral health center that we can actually bring people and put them behind doors, maybe not a jail door, but put them behind doors and have professional mental health people treating them as opposed to putting them in Monroe County Jail. And we do mental health treatment in the jail, but sometimes that's not the right place for everybody that's doing criminal activity.
Yeah, I'll give you kind of a silly question here.
Yeah.
Maybe it's silly, maybe it's not. But somebody wrote in and said on the squad cars you have these Kleenex boxes on the back of the squad cars. The license plate readers, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Well, so
I never heard that term before, though. I like
yeah,
it.
they're Kleenex boxes.
Yeah.
So are you recording when you go by a squad car? Are you recording everybody that goes by your squad car?
So we're recording, but we're not looking at everybody,
Okay.
right? So that information is constantly being gathered. And then if we need that information, we can go look at it for cause, right? So as an example, we can put in that license plate reader ahead of time, stolen vehicles. We can put in that license plate reader ahead of time, looking for a missing person, and here's our license plate. So as a squad car, as you call them, goes by someone, that'll alert the deputy, it'll ring on their computer. But the rest of it, it's recording that information, and it's only retained for 30 days, and we don't look at it unless we need to look at it for some kind of cause.
I'm laughing because you know how I feel about keys. Is that the way you find the keys?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you plug in all those stolen license plates, and the technology is getting so great, it just doesn't look at license plates anymore. The technology,
Really?
AI, can look for a red Ford pickup truck with a dent in the front corner panel. You can put that in the computer, and it could be looking for red Ford pickups right in Monroe County right now with a dent. So if you have a kid that was abducted, and we don't have a license plate, we got a vehicle description, we can now put that into the license plate readers, and the cameras of those will start looking for red Ford pickup trucks. And there might be 10 running around Monroe County at any given time, but it'll at least alert we have 10 red Ford pickups that we can start reducing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so the question that I have then is that if that's doing that, if somebody is out on a warrant, and he owns this particular car, that's probably going to pick him up too, right?
Yeah, so we can put anything we want into the database to alert us. So if we know that Genova's running around, he has a warrant, he hasn't shown up to court, and he drives this vehicle with this license plate, we can plug that license plate in there and say, you got to look out for this license plate. He may very well be in that vehicle.
Well, cool stuff. Well, we're out of time for this Thursday session already, and
wow, that's incredible.
I think this is really cool. Send it out there.
I love the questions.
Yeah, well, and everybody send in questions. It's nice to hear just people looking and enjoying it and whatever. So until next week, it's Thursdays with Sheriff Todd Baxter.
MC, figure it out.
MCBB, right on the logo. See you next week. Or more accurately, you'll see us next week.
Thanks for listening. Please like and share. We'll be making more.